Hey, welcome Cyclone Fanatics. A big Thursday here at Mr. B. We're back on Thursday. Been doing Friday here for a while.
Yeah, we have.
Come join us in Clive at 1995 Northwest 86th Street. Tim Sitzmann joins me today. And Tim, I tell you what, man, big night tonight. Big night tonight.
Big night, and a lot of enthusiasm for some of those old Cyclones. I don't want to say old, those
No,
former
not.
Cyclones.
They're not old yet.
No.
NBA draft tonight. Craig Brackins, I think it sounds like he's going to be a first-round pick. Marquez Gilstrap is kind of, depends on who you talk to. He might get drafted. He may not. He told me, I talked to him on the phone a couple days ago, he's confident he'll get drafted. As is Craig, obviously.
Right.
But this is a deal where I'm not a big NBA fan, and I love my Chicago Bulls. I love the Bulls, and I follow the Bulls, but if they're not in the hunt, like, I just don't watch it that much.
Right.
The draft is always a night that I'm super excited about, especially when the Cyclones are relevant.
Right.
This is, and Greg McDermott's the guy who brought these guys in.
Absolutely.
He's gone, but it's still a big night for the program.
Absolutely, and I think Brackins probably will be a late first-rounder.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about Gilstrap at all. I would say probably not drafted. I think he'll get a shot at the pros and maybe play a long time in the pros. I don't think for his amount of talent that's out there right now, I don't know that he's going to get in it. But let's hope. Let's get him in that second round.
And the one thing that a lot of people like about Marquez is I'm being told by a lot of people that he'll get taken anywhere from 40 to 60. But if you look online at mock drafts, you don't see Marquez's name hardly anywhere.
Yeah.
But the thing that people like about him is the fact that before he came to Iowa State, he hadn't played much basketball. I mean, he had played a little bit of JUCO ball 1 year at Iowa State, and he had the injury, and bam. He has really untapped ability. He's the type of guy, if you draft him, you can really mold him into the type of player you want him to be. So I think that's going to give him a fighter's chance tonight to be selected. Regardless, Craig Brackins is a guy who, I tell you what, he represents Iowa State well, doesn't he?
Very, very well. And he'll be an exciting NBA player. We would both agree on that, I think. He'll be an exciting NBA player. And I hope that he goes fairly high. But if he goes low, he might get in a team and be competitive right away. The higher you go, it's harder to be competitive right away. But he's going to have an impact in the NBA. There's no question about it. And you watch what happened with Durant down from Texas down at Oklahoma City, and how in a few years he's an impact player.
He sure is.
Amazing player from a young man getting him there. But I'm kind of on your side. I think it's exciting for Iowa State, and it's exciting for the state of Iowa to see young men have an opportunity to be successful in a professional career. But I really don't get that excited about the NBA anymore. I watched one game of the finals, but I like college basketball. I like college sport. There's just so much more excitement and the vitality of the young men and trying to compete at a high level is fun to watch.
Yeah, and the one thing that I think Iowa State fans can take out of this is if you look at Iowa State's current roster with the recruits that they got with Fred Hoiberg at the helm,
right? There's
a comparison that can be made when you look at when Craig Brackins came to Ames and when you look at what these young men are doing. New coach. You're going to play right away. Right. You're going to play a lot of minutes right away, and you're going to develop right away. There's no riding the pine. There's no sitting behind guys at Kansas. This is a good opportunity, and Craig Brackins is living proof that you can get to the league at Iowa State.
And he evolved from that. And, you have to give it to Coach McDermott, who is now not with the Cyclone program, but there were some problems there because obviously we had a lot of good talent there, and some of it left.
Something wasn't getting through.
A lot of it left for some reason we don't even need to talk about. Let's talk about tomorrow. But there's some great talent there, and Brackins is one example of how from the young freshman and how he developed to be a wonderful player, and hopefully he'll be in that top 25.
Well, I'm excited because I've covered Craig since his senior year of high school, since he committed to Iowa State. I've been talking. I covered his recruitment. I covered him as a player. This is going to really
fun for you, isn't it?
Yeah, and
that's terrific.
And I've gotten to know him as a person, and he is one of the finest human beings I've ever gotten to cover.
Good.
And to me,
I didn't know that side of him. That's great to know.
Yeah, and this is exciting for me because regardless of where he goes, it's going to give me another reason to watch the NBA.
Yeah.
Even like when my Bulls are on, if there's a good movie on or something. If you're in Game 45 of the NBA, chances are I'm probably not going to watch it. I'll stop and watch Craig Brackins play.
Yeah.
So that to me, and I think a lot of Iowa State fans can echo this. No, Craig didn't win any Big 12 titles at Iowa State, but he represented the university very well, and he's a fun guy to have as an ambassador to your program.
You know, I kind of I go back a few years. I kind of did the same thing when Marcus Pfizer got into the NBA, and it was kind of fun to kind of watch his progress. And it wasn't as much progress as I hoped for Marcus. He was a terrific Division I college basketball player. But when it gets to that next level, sometimes your height isn't just right or your speed isn't just right. It becomes a different kind of. I think Craig Brackins is going to fit in very well because he's got all those attributes that I just spoke about.
Yeah, he does. And then the thing is, he can score, and he can
from
shoot.
Anywhere.
Yeah, he can shoot for his size. He's just your prototypical guy. I don't think Craig Brackins will make many All-Star teams, but I do think that he can play in the NBA for 10 years. If he gets in the right situation, he can be there for a long time.
There's no question. There's no question he can be there a long time, and I think he's got the right body, the right speed, that he can shoot from all over. I'm not an NBA recruiter. I don't know, but I just watch him on the floor and what he did in the NCAA and Division I basketball would tell me he's going to be a quality player in the NBA, and it is exciting for the state of Iowa and Iowa State and all you Clone fans out there. You Fanatic fans should be proud tomorrow night. Watch it. It should be fun.
No, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be glued to the TV. We made a vow. I made a vow to all you earlier in the week that absolutely nobody in the entire state of Iowa, Des Moines, will cover this draft like we have and we are doing. It's just been endless content with comments from these guys, and we're going to have it after the draft as well, as I'm going to speak with Craig, and I'll give Marquez a call as well. So stay tuned to CycloneFanatic.com. Tim, any big promotions coming up?
In between watching that tomorrow night, come on in. We have our sale. Remember I've been talking about for the last 3 weeks?
Of course.
It's going on, and we have incredible markdowns. So save up to 40% on a lot of seasonal goods. We have our suits and sport coats on sale, and it's $19.95 Northwest 86th Street in beautiful Clive, Iowa.
When does the sale end, Tim?
The sale will end the end of July, but get in here early because the best selection goes
early. Yeah, because they get picked over.
It gets picked over.
You want to come in and you don't want to get the 15th choice. You want to get choice number 1.
Right. We go through the heat of the summer with the sale, but the best choices are right away. So come in and see us.
Well, I came in. The staff, they seemed
they were motivated.
The morale is up today.
They're ready to go, Chris, and just watch that draft tomorrow night, but in between them, maybe stop in and say hello.
Yeah, come on by. It's 1995 Northwest 86th Street in Clive. This is Tim Sitzmann. I'm Chris Williams. I'm going to be back next week. So long.